wanted to make the ultimate tutorial on how to make a good, clean, no reverb, turn that off, sound for lead. A good lead sound in the Podgo. So, first off, let's go through the basics. You've installed your Podgo software and you want to hear your pod go through your headphones or through your computer speakers. Right click on sound down here. It will pop up your sound here. You go to recording. After your Podgo has installed all the software and everything. After you've done that, go to recording here. Alright? Double click on digital audio interface, Podgo. Go listen to this device. What that does is every time you start the Podgo now, you can hear it through your headphones. Sweet, awesome, great. I can actually hear my Podgo through my headphones, and it's amazing. Okay, I need to stop doing that. Okay, so Podgo, the basics, all right? This is a noise gate. You want to make sure that you have a noise gate on for your lead channel, because if you don't, you're just going to be hearing what you're hearing right now. It's like, right? You don't want to have that sound, especially when you're doing actually lead sound. So here's what I do, okay? I just turn it on, and I have it set, I have the threshold set to that I can just barely hear that sound that you just heard, but with my guitar volume turned all the way off. My guitar volume is turned completely off. You shouldn't really hear any sound, but I have it turned. Can you hear that? Actually, you probably can't hear that. It's very, very slight. I have it set to where I can barely hear that, that hissing noise. The reason why you do that is, I mean, it's easier for mutes. That way my guitar's not super loud. Also, do I have a filter on over my desktop audio? I guess not. Interesting. Anyways, first thing you want to do to get a good lead tone is you want to find the right amp. I'm going to tell you all the amps that are worth even trying to use for a lead tone. Okay? Line 6 Badonk is my favorite. My favorite Line 6 sound, it just sounds great. It's meaty, sounds great. Another good amp that you could try would be the Rev Gin Purple. Purple sounds pretty freaking good. Alright, that one also is a close second. Another one would be the PV Panama. I guess that's like trying to imitate, like, I guess Eddie Van Halen's Panama. I guess that kind of sound. But really, I just like the Badonk. It's my go-to. But after you've done all that, you want to make sure that you've got the amp sounding decent. Once you've got the amp sounding decent, after you've done that, go to the cabinets. Now, the cabinet is a lot of the sound. Okay, your cabinet is extremely important. Not just your cabinet, but your mic. And this is why it took me months and months and months to get a good tone out of this software. The whole reason why I'm making this video is because I know a lot of you guys are trying to get a good lead tone and you're about to return this piece of shit. Trust me, you can get a very good lead tone. It all depends on the cabinet sound. Alright, a lot of it depends on the cabinet sound. What I used the 4x8 black back 30. Just sounds the best to me. Another one that's pretty good is the Greenback. This one's also pretty good. Another amp that you could try would be this T75. This also sounds pretty decent. This one, and this one sound pretty good, in my opinion. Those are some really good amps. Don't use this. Don't use this. This sounds like garbage trash. This also sounds really weird. This one's like okay. You're gonna have to go through and try and find the right cabinet to use. After you're done with doing that, you need to sit here for weeks and try and find out which mic sounds the best to you. because I'm gonna show you a live demonstration. All right, I'm gonna turn off my delays real quick. Okay, that sounds really punchy and has a lot of really good highs. But listen to this. It changes like. Do you see the difference between these two? That one sounds kind of like vintagey. That mic, and there's like 20 different mics. That mic probably has even more precedence over even having the cabinet. The mic is huge. Another thing that I like to do, I like to go to low cut and high cut. This is basically a low pass filter. This is a high pass filter. If you put this too low, your cabinet will be picking up way too much low frequencies and it'll sound muddy and dull. If you put this too high, you'll hear all of the high frequencies and you'll want to pull off your headphones. Don't do that. So I like to keep mine at 80 hertz for the low and about 8 kilohertz for the highs. Another thing that's kind of interesting about this is when I do clean channel tones, like Eric humbucker, so I have a humbucker setting and one for my Stratocaster over there. When I want to get a lot of cabinet sound, I turn this up and I turn down my mains. So when you turn up your cabinet level, that basically overemphasizes the cabinet sound. So let me just test this out real quick. If I increase that and lower this, it's sounding a little weird. I think it's because it's a little bit overblown. But that will give you a little bit more cabinet sound, which is interesting. Let me just go back out real quick. That's another thing. If you think you messed something up, just click another preset and then go back into the preset that you were working with, and it should reset all of the stuff that you changed. So this is the level. These two are huge. These two are huge. Number 3 most important thing in here, I would say, is delay. Notice that I don't have reverb on. I don't usually put reverb on because delay is king, and I have 2 separate delays going on at the same time. If I turn everything off real quick. That's vintage delay. I turned off vintage delay. Now I just have the dual delay. Now if you have headphones on, you can hear dual delay will give you you'll be able to hear the sound coming out of here, and it will switch back and forth. I forgot to mention when you actually go here and you change this setting and record, you also want to go to advanced and you want to go to 2 channel, because if you have it set to 1 channel, you won't be able to hear the dual delay. I might cut that into this video. I don't know, but make sure you have that in Windows set to 2 channel. Okay, 2 channel, so that you can hear the delay going back and forth. That's like kind of psychedelic. It almost sounds like you have 2 cabinets, but you don't. With like a cabinet delay, you don't. I like to put 2 of them in here, specifically because this is the long delay. That kind of gives me a longer delay, but this will give you kind of like a 2-step delay. But it doesn't sound overbearing. It sounds better than having reverb on. Okay, it just does. So I have a small amount of reverb being used here. This is a slight amount of reverb. It's very important that you have a slight amount of reverb. You don't want to go too overbearing with the reverb. So, let's go back to the reverbs, okay? Dual delay, just trust me, stop the video, try and copy what I have going on here, because there's so much going on here. The left and the right mix, that's basically how loud the left and the right reverb is. The left and the right delay is. So the left timing is different, so this will hit a little faster than this side will hit. It's very complicated, and I don't want to go through it. It took me weeks to get the right kind of sound here. So, just pause the video, try and copy this. The most important delay, in my opinion, is this digital delay. You want to have it on 10 bits, because if you go any lower, it's going to start getting pretty bad. Headroom, you want to put that up. Headroom's super important, okay? Because if you have this at 0, you're gonna hear some distortion. I don't know why it does that. It's weird. Stop the video. Copy these settings. Trust me, you're going to love it when you've got both of these running. Number 3, let's go back to reverb. If you like reverb, I'm not a huge fan of reverb. Just copy this. Okay? You've got your mix. Your mix is basically how much reverb you've got. I keep doing this weird shit with my guitar. Anyways, that's basically reverb. I'm going to turn that off now. Another thing, super important. If you're going to have a lead tone, make sure you have distortion on. Distortion, super important. It doesn't sound like it's making a huge difference, but it is. Basically, this is to hold sustain slightly, and also give you kind of a good crunch tone. I like to use Scream 808, but you can also use the different fuzz sounds. Fuzz and the screamers are pretty good. This is kind of like an original. They're kind of trying to copy the old Ibanez distortions, but this, fantastic. You can stop the screen and copy this all you want, but you could try different types of distortion pedals. There's just so many of them. But yeah, you have to have this in front of everything. If you have this back here, it's gonna sound weird. Okay, so you have to have your distortion pedal ahead of everything. Another thing that you might know, there's also a reason to have the digital in front of the dual and the plate reverb in between. If you have the plate reverb before this dual delay, it sounds a little... It kind of negates the delay for some reason. I like to have that digital delay, that dual delay at the very end. Also, you have your EQs. I don't really use the EQ. I don't even know why it's on, honestly. I might as well turn that off. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I just play some guitar for you, and yeah, I mean, you can stay along or you can go fix it up yourself. I'm gonna jam. I'm probably gonna jam for like 10 minutes or something, if y'all are okay with that. I'm just gonna turn off my mic and I'm just gonna jam. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, I should have stopped the video a while back. I hope y'all liked the video. Okay? It took me months to try and figure out a tone that I liked. Like, I don't know why. Anyways, hope you liked the video.